Yo, right, welcome to the Captain's Draft 4.0. Joining me today is the Shane O'Brack stream. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is going to be an epic series between Gambit Esports and Effect Gaming. Shane, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much, Brax. Let's get right into it. Okay, we have Tinker, we have Necro, we have TA, Timber. All heroes you want to look out for in this draft. What kind of lockdown do we have, Brax?
We've got heroes like Sand King and Sand King, and there's also Slaughter. There we go. There's our lockdown heroes, of course. You know, there's also a Disruptor. But outside of that, there's no stuns, huh? This is a really low disable pool, it looks like.
Okay. There's a few silences though.
That is true.
You got Night Stalker, even like Doom kind of counts.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, all those silences work really well with Disruptor, right? Once you have the glimpse and the kinetic field to combo it up with. I think Disruptor could be super high priority in this game.
Alright. I was just fixing my hood. It's a bit cold in my room, so I decided to put it up. It also makes me look cooler for all the stream viewers.
Nice.
They don't know that I'm wearing a hood, but you know they can hear it in my voice.
Well, now they can. Now they know. Now they can feel it.
Exactly. What do you think of this strat in Captain's Draft about banning the stunners if you have first pick? Like banning the three best stuns.
What do you do? Ban all the stunners, and you first pick like the most evasive hero?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I would own. Instead of banning out these other like random core heroes, right? Like you end up banning out Viper, Pugna, and Razor, which, you know, they're all good in their own situations and stuff, but that could be also another strategy we see later on in Captain's Draft, right? You ban out these stunners. I guess Effect has kind of done that, right? The Bane is banned, Nyx is banned, and this is also kind of like...
I like
it's got some catch, right?
Approach to the bans way more. Gambit,
it feels like going for those random cores like the Viper, Pugna, Razor, like... Unless there's something that really stands out above the rest,
Why
right?
are you clicking, bro?
It feels kind of weird. Oh, I don't know. It just made me feel good. Sorry.
All right, then continue. Don't stop on my or the stream viewers account.
Well, Shane, this is for the stream viewers. This is not about me.
That's true. That's true. I think in general though, like you can't really take the same approach to Captain's Draft as you can like a Captain's Mode game. You can't just go in and be like, you know, these heroes are strong. We need to ban these. It's totally different, right? You need
definitely.
You have this pool of heroes and you need to ban or pick accordingly.
I think you have to go into it and you need to look at like, what do you really need to create a functional team, right? You need some sort of catch, some sort of disable, a decent supporting staff, and pretty much a way to lane, right? And then after that, the cores can kind of, you know, fill the other roles. But there's so many cores in Dota that I don't feel like you need to rush for those heroes, right? I guess, all right, maybe you do. Medusa and Omni Knight, that looks pretty hard to deal with, right? What do you play against that?
It really does.
I guess there's Doom. You can Doom the Omni Knight or the Medusa.
There's Tinker. You can just laser her, and not really. I guess she does have repel, so it's not ideal. We saw this earlier today. It lacked the draft had Medusa, but it also lacked stuns. It had one air checker, and that's it. And they have the Sand King in the start, and they have 2 picks remaining, so they can become a team fight orientated team around Medusa. That in my opinion is the best way to play her. You know,
I agree.
You can't just have a Medusa and hope for the best.
You know, a lot of people look at Medusa and go, oh wow, she's a great late game farming hero, right? But she's also a hero that is so tanky that she can just walk up to these towers, and if you have heroes next to her, it's easy to force objectives, right? She's actually very difficult to fight into with the Stone Gate, so when you have Omni Knight to make sure she gets her spells off, it looks pretty good in that aspect, but you know, even if you do lack stuns, there is a way to play around it, right? We see teams like Complexity go for this all-in kind of push style where, like, sure, they may not have the most stuns, but their team fight is strong, and they have building damage, right? So you have to respond to them faster.
I'm looking at this the pool here of heroes, and I don't see any building damage.
No, the building damage has been banned out, right? The Pug Knight's gone. I guess there's potentially Tiny, but he doesn't do massive building damage.
They changed them, right?
Oh, did they? I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't have his eggs anymore.
Oh, what happened? Where'd it go?
He just throws trees at people now, apparently.
What the heck?
I don't know. It's an odd one.
All right, well that's that.
That'll be that. They do have okay. You could go for more for maybe a Doom. You know, it could give you some auras to help the Medusa out. It'll kind
I
of allows
would.
you to push in a different way.
There's also Templar Assassin, right? Super high physical damage.
Do you
Sure, you
really
can
want
heal.
Medusa and TA on the same team?
No, no, I'm talking about for effect.
Oh, okay.
Like they have the Slaughter and TA against the Medusa, but then if you pick TA there, you run the risk of Gambit Esports just picking Dazzle, right, instead of the Ancient Apparition.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden your strategy to burst that one target is, it's been countered pretty hard.
I like Gambit's draft actually. Like, if
Yeah.
Effect have a lot of in-your-face heroes, some good catch, and that kind of stuff, but Gambit have this
5 seconds remaining.
team fight. Like, AA gives more team fight now. One, he looks cooler, so that encourages his teammates
He
to play.
looks sweet.
He does look a lot cooler. And the Chilling Touch, it now adds a debuff that slows enemies based on the amount of times you hit them with it. So it adds a little bit more team fight. Yeah.
That sounds real nice for the lane phase especially. Silencer. Okay, there we go.
Is that the there we go, or is that the uh-oh?
I mean, that's the O for effect, right? How do you team fight into Silencer?
You don't. You just split push, in my opinion, right?
You do, but
If you split
I feel
push
like-
into this team, they can't do
10
anything.
seconds remaining.
You
Well-
pick Tinker or something like that.
5
the
seconds
problem I have with Tinker is that I don't feel like he can win the late game against this sort of lineup.
Okay.
But I mean, it is good in theory, right? That split push aspect. Maybe it's a different hero that does that same thing, that same kind of style.
Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker.
You may
Okay.
now select your
So I guess
heroes.
with the Bloodseeker approach, they just want to fight, right? They picked Undying Bloodseeker as a response to this Medusa Omni Knight. I don't know how that's gonna work because honestly, Medusa doesn't need to run, right? She's
No,
just gonna
she just
stand there
stands
with
there,
man
yeah.
shield and man up. So maybe he's not even the rupture target. Maybe Omni's the rupture target. It looks interesting though to take on the Omni head on, right? That sounds like a tough task.
The silence is very good. Their heroes are squishy as well. They don't have lockdown apart from Sand King, right? So team fights might go this way. Undying initiate starts. Queen of Pain has daggers flying around the place. Their health sets to get low. All of a sudden, Nico Baby on his Bloodseeker is running really quickly, and they have no answer.
Yeah, very true, right? You have the speedy Bloodseeker. Slaughter also can get in and out of the fights. Same thing with Queen of Pain. You're right. If they don't kill a target on that initial Sand King stun, they're probably gonna be fine. They can just walk out.
Yep. I'm interested why no one's picking the Morphling, the new Morphling. I haven't seen it in pubs.
Maybe they
I
haven't
seen
played it yet.
Yeah, okay. It's meant to be pretty strong though. Okay, so who do you favor?
I don't know. I guess I feel like yes.
Yes.
Split pushing against Shane, come on. I feel like split pushing against Gambit's lineup is good, right?
Yes.
But I feel like Effect looked at this lineup and thought, no, we're not split pushing. We're gonna slay them over and over and over. We are going to shit on their lives, and I'm not convinced that that's gonna be the
Very
right
graphic.
approach. Well, that's what it is.
I
Maybe it's even
okay.
worse in Russian. I have no idea.
If you look at their draft, I don't like Queen of Pain can definitely split push in this game. He can do whatever he wants. If
That's
he's
true.
if he's feeling a bit spicy, he can buy a Lincoln Sphere, and then Sand King can't
Yeah.
do anything.
He's unkillable with the Lincoln Sphere on the sidelines, right?
Yup. So I'd go for that build. And maybe they could have picked Bloodseeker, so they have some sort of solo potential. They don't need to help the Bloodseeker as much as other cores that were available in the pool. What else do you have here? Like Core Tiny, Timber. There's just not really that many heroes. There wasn't that many heroes left. The choice wasn't
Yeah,
that large.
that is true. I guess another thing that's probably comes down to is the early lane phase, right? Queen of Pain against the Medusa, obvious matchup in favor of the Queen of Pain. And then Bloodseeker in the safe lane against Omni Bloodseeker is totally fine. And then Starter and probably the Undying in the offense, what I would imagine. I mean, I think the lane setup here from Effect is probably pretty decent, but it depends, right? If they duel into this tri-lane and they happen to feed or something, it could be pretty bad.
So
Overlay.
I already did it, Wax. I'm
Oh my-
actually learning.
Gee Willikers.
I don't know what to say.
I know what to say. Nice job.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. You know, other like casters, they do everything perfectly. You just expect it of them. This Braxton Shane shit show. If the overlays off the screen, that's it's a great start.
Yeah, we're set up for a great game. Alright, this is interesting. I
like this one. This is a nice rotation from Gambit here. But it looks like effects positioning is going to allow them to evade it for the moment at least. This is a Kuman on the silencer now. When I play core silencer in my games, I do the exact same thing. I tell my supports to gank their rune. I want that int. Extra +2 at the start of the game. Mwah! Oh.
+2 and the first blood. And probably the bounty room to go with it too. Unless, actually, I don't know. It's hard.
This is a difficult one now. I don't know if you're. He does have the chilling touch. In comes the Doi on the slider.
Oh, the Delta split.
Oh, it's another +2. Can they get the deny on Kuma? They do!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Absolute disaster.
And the snake is hitting on 2. Bignum doesn't have enough for the stun, but he does have boots. He's quite speedy, and Dazak moves out of the way. He might just tick down Tango used. It's gonna be close. 10 HP.
Alright, he lives.
It was no! Why would you do it? Mid lane, we have Kumana against Afro Ninja.
The silencer's already got 4 though.
In comes Undying, harassing him out King Or.
Alright, the old tri-lane has been spotted here in the mid lane. Good luck, Kuman.
I don't mind that. Like, if I'm silencer, I bring it on. You know, I'll
They're
send my
laughing at that point, right?
Yeah, 4 int. You're a happy camper, to be honest. They could even turn this around. He's gone for the last word.
Yeah. Alright, so that was a pretty big smoke from Gambit. Making some big plays at level 1. People don't expect that anymore, right? The smoke costs, all the support items cost so much gold.
I think it's the time for this. Like, early aggression is encouraged with these TPs.
Oh, yeah?
You can go wherever you want and not have to worry about blocking your lane or any of the shenanigans.
Everyone moves out too at level 1, right? To secure these bounty rooms as well, so the chance that you're gonna find someone is super, super high.
Maybe Gambit aren't too happy with the new changes. Like if Big Num on his Sand King didn't use his TP scroll, he would have lived. So, you know, you could have done that way too.
Changes coming to bite him in the ass there.
Yeah. Cheshire Cat in the offlane. Offlane Omni-Knight, pretty hard to deal with in this situation. Yeah. Disruptor, not a great lane. You know, if your carry doesn't do a lot of, like against a dual lane, Disruptor's terrible. Can't do anything.
Exactly, and look at this, he's just getting clicked.
Evil baby. If you're unable to continue to last it, this sustain from Blood Rage isn't really an option. It's not really a thing, right?
Yeah, and you know, this lane gets even scarier and scarier for Gambit once they get some levels, right? Probably level 3 is when I would say they could, you know, he can't even walk up on Disruptor, right? If he gets stunned by a Sand King, he's just gonna get walked on.
CS, I have the, let's have a look. Medusa topped in the charts, 12-8. Incredible. CS actually, they're just putting on the pressure top. Dazak. CS remaining on too much health in the bottom lane. Nico Baby's in a bit of trouble. Very nice kinetic field. Just save him. That's solid views though. Compare Cheshire Cat's regen to Nico Baby's on the Bloodseeker, you know. 1 tango remaining. It's not. Eventually the pressure from King Or on the Undying proves to be
That's right.
very problematic for Kuman. Sorry, I was thinking about
problematic indeed. That's the kill potential, right? In a pain, almost any hero can rotate it, and she can always blink in, set up the kill with the dagger. So nice stuff there.
You know what happens to me, right? When I play Dota, I don't talk nearly as much as when I'm casting.
Okay.
So I imagine myself playing these heroes and what I'd do or what I'd say and all this kind of stuff every single time. Like, I'd say, why is our Undying not helping the bottom lane? Cheshire Cat gets a kill there on the Disruptor. He's pretty much food. Like, while they are winning the mid lane for Quap, I don't think he needs necessarily as much help as he's getting. Like, the matchup for Silencer Quap, it is Silencer favorite, but not by a large amount.
It is Silencer favorite, and they want to make use of having like a lane to rotate to, right? Because honestly, can not even do that much in this bottom lane here? I don't feel like you can. I think it's already too late, right? Soul runs up on Omni. He's got level 4. Even Sanking's got boots of 3. Yeah, I don't think they can. I think this lane's lost cause at this point.
That was their gank.
That's right. He's been ganked and he's out.
It's some pressure at least, but yeah, you're totally right there, Bucks. It's far too late. Too little, too late.
Yeah. It's like if he starts there, sure, then maybe like this pressure wouldn't be as bad, but it's still like he probably feels like his time is better used in other places, right? Like he managed to assist mid in getting a kill with Silencer, so
Nico Baby's still not doing too bad, right? He's still second highest CS,
Yeah.
pretty good.
He's totally fine, but it's so scary for this Disruptor to do anything right.
Have you gone all quiet or weird or something?
Radiant's top tower
Oh,
is
hello?
under attack.
Yeah,
So-
it's better now. It's better now.
Okay. I probably moved my mic a little bit. I was just saying that even though the Disruptor, or sorry, the Bloodseeker is farming totally fine, it's like, look at the pressure that Cheshire Cat can apply. Nico Baby's just getting
He
ran
might even
down,
get
right?
this kill.
I think he's gonna die if he gets the heal bomb off. Oh, he's getting fast.
Oh, he's solving so that he has higher HP and Bloodseeker walks slower. Oh, it was good effort.
It was a good try for
That
sure.
was very cool. And even Kuma in the mid lane also solved at the exact same time. He probably gave the global team speak call, you know, salve up, guys!
That's right, salve up.
That was very close,
Radiant's
actually.
bottom tower is under attack.
Lane. Undying is doing a lot in this game. Like, this mid lane would have been a lot more one-sided, I think. No.
Yeah, very true. You know, Silencer's one of these heroes that RZQQ, or how do you say his name?
Arzik.
RZ. Alright, that sounds better than what I was gonna say.
RZQQ.
Yeah. Sorry guys, American. No, but Silencer, he's one of these heroes that he doesn't have any tools to help farming, right?
No.
He's single target, he has nukes and everything, but even though his arcane curse is AoE, it's not great.
Radiant's top tower is under
It doesn't catch up well.
And his skill build's interesting as well. Like he went for the last word. It's pretty good against heroes that have like combos of spells. Like for example, Dying, he can't use all the spells together. He uses one and then he's silenced. Queen of Pain, you know, he can blink in, he can scream and then he's silenced. Or it's pretty good against their lineup actually.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, smoke up from effects, Slaughter and King on, die, move in, bye. Nico Baby, one hit. Oh, just kidding, he's fine.
Bottom lane, they nearly killed Nico as well. They're very close.
Radiant's top
Check
tower
out mid,
is under
Sudoi and
attack.
King Or. He's always wanna fly, gonna tank the gank.
Just walking right into it.
Oh, they really want to come on. Nice global. Just to save the day, really. That's about it.
If even Omni Knight TP's in. Alright, that's actually, even though they didn't get a kill, it's a huge cooldown. Global silence being used. It's different when it's like a mid silencer, right? It comes up so early into the game that using a global just to save your life doesn't look as bad as when a support silencer would do it. And but the biggest thing is that they get the Omni Knight away from the bottom lane, right? It's breathing room for our Zeke, because look at his gold, man. 300 gold, no boots. He's living a sad life.
It's not a pretty sight. And Big Gnome on the Sanking is pretty high level now. Level 5. He's pressuring the Bloodseeker alone. The Cheshire Cat's rotating in. And they're gonna have to use the glimpse to send him home. They're not even, that's all they're doing. They're just pressuring, right? They know they're not gonna get the kill.
Now he's like so low that he can't farm these creeps, right? If Sand King and Omni are in his face.
The GPM. Medusa nearly at 500 GPM 9 minutes into the game. Oh boy, oh boy.
Jesus.
That's ridiculous, actually. He's been farming the side, the big camp, all the creeps, the
Radiant's
wave.
bottom tower
Or
is
even
under
a small
attack.
camp, just pushing it in over and over.
The efficiency from Dazak. Off the chain. Alright. Mana boots on Cheshire Cat. Finished. Give them more lane sustain, more heals. It's gonna get hard. Very quickly. For effect, it seems.
Yeah, the gold lead is already so big at 9 minutes in the game. 4,000.
Mid lane. They're trying to go on to cooldown, but it seems he wants to turn it around. Alright, just
Alright, that's that.
Bottom tower
Tombstone down. Always gonna fly gets the second tombstone of the game. He's been pretty deep here. Alright, not knowing he has the stick charges. No biggie. Kliman wants to hit up the shrine, but he gets slapped by a few ancients on the way by.
Alright, so I mean this Bloodseeker, right? We haven't seen anything out of him. He's been like surviving in lane, right? But he's not ever been even in that position where he can actually fight, right? Like look at this. No matter where he goes, I guess we can fight now.
He's in a lot of trouble. The silence applies.
Can they get the heal?
The
Here
heal
it comes.
And the repel, does he have a TP? No. Let's just die. He's gonna die anyway. Not having a TP against Bloodseeker. The heal nearly killed Nico Baby. Cheshire Cat might fall as well. He has another heal.
2 seconds for the heal?
Can he heal and stick? He manages to get back in. Dazak with the rotation.
Medusa TP's it.
Very
Alright.
odd one, but he's really quick, so he can do a bit.
You know, up top, yep, always when a flag gets got on too, but after an injury, he's looking mighty dead. Just kidding,
Thank
safety
you.
TP.
No mana on after ninja. This could be troublesome. Oh, he has stick. He's done. He has stick. He's grand.
Yeah, he's okay.
I thought the AOT would last a bit longer, but
Yeah, me too. Not enough damage.
effect. Have King Or on the Undying in position to defend, but no mana.
Radiant's bottom tower
They're not
has
like
fallen.
they use the Queen of Pain ulti top to kill an AA. And that has a very long cooldown as well. So
It's not great. Alright, I mean, look at the net worth on the side of Gambit here. The cores are miles above everyone else in the game. Even the supports, like when you look at the difference between AA and Disruptor, Disruptor is on a poverty level farm, and you know AA is doing totally fine, right? He's got a 1. He's happy.
you don't really need much of Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, very true. He just needs to get his levels, and he already has them.
He smokes into the jungle. He's spotted out by our Zeke on his Disruptor. I hear a Slardar moving straight away. He's going for it.
He wants it.
He might get it. He does,
He got
and he
it.
gets the experience, and that's 4 people for an AA.
Alright, massive space being created. Obviously, he would have liked to get the ward down being undetected, but, you know, it's like he could just run from the Disruptor and he glimpse back and die anyways, or, you know what, he could just man up and try to go for that play. So, nice.
I know. At the same time, while you don't get vision, you still get the intel, right? Because you have 4 people rotating into the jungle to kill the AA.
Right.
So it's
You know exactly where they've reacted to, so now you can do as you please. Like,
Yeah.
look at this Medusa just farming your heart out. Honestly, I don't know how they kill this guy. There's just nothing they can do, especially with Omni-Knight nearby. Like, he can just run up the towers over and over.
Well, the mana burn hits does quite a lot of damage. Bignum from the right hand side. Can he get a stun off? Afro Ninja, he might be in a bit of trouble here.
Oh, they see
4
him there.
seconds on the blink. It's not up yet. The silence is used anyway to guarantee it.
Under attack.
They get a clean kill.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Okay. They can just keep pressing their advantage. Keep going forward.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I need to see Nico baby. You need to do something. I need to see you coming up big in this game because, like, while they didn't have much of a core pool,
Radiant's
it's
top
not the
tower
worst
is under
Bloodseeker
attack.
game. When we spoke about how it could work, his lane wasn't the best. That is true, but he needs to
I mean,
just
it's such like, it's the Omni-Knight, right? How do they fight into this hero at the stage, especially when they already have like a good heal bomb target, right? The Sand King just stuns in, and then it's already a huge, massive nuke.
the old
I don't know, this game looks
sit
so
behind
difficult
the Medusa.
Yeah, exactly. He's just gonna sit behind them. You can't go on any of
Check
these
out the
guys.
position, right? Afro Ninja on the left hand side and the Quap. Scouting out, they do get the rupture.
Oh, there's the goal.
Onto the Medusa. It's a difficult target to go on. As Zeke has his ulti as well. He gets it onto the Sand King. That's about it.
Oh my god.
Does that just Mask of Madness is up and presses forward. Okay. Lads, we don't want to be rupturing the Medusa, and we want to be using the Disruptor ulti on top of the Omni now.
Radiant structures are
There's this Medusa's not running, guys. He doesn't need to. It was like a triple heal bomb too on top of the Medusa.
has fallen.
God. Looking quite rough. It's an 8. This is such a big gold lead at this stage in the game, right? 8k. And it's basically all on the Medusa, right? Medusa's 4,000 gold ahead of his counterpart, the enemy safe flaner, the Bloodseeker.
I'll find the stat where effect they're winning.
Okay.
Let's see. What do we have?
Deaths.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Fantasy points.
Oh, nice.
Disruptors
That's a
the
good
top.
one.
0-0.
Wait, wow, okay.
No. It's not counting them. I think it's alphabetical. Okay. Tell me, Brax, right? Perfect scenario, right? You can control every hero in the game. How do you make Gambit win? Like, what happens?
Oh, Gambit, you mean effect, right?
Oh, effect, sorry. I was looking at it. Yep.
Oh, that's okay. I was gonna say, Gambit, they don't have to do anything. They'll just win.
What?
Well, I guess the silencer, even though he is like a core, he's fallen quite a few times, right? He's going back for the hand of Midas to stay in the game. They're paying it up top here. Alright, they're not gonna get this kill. Big them, they have the war that scouts it. I guess they do have some sort of team fight abilities, right? You have the rupture, so that you can like make Medusa not move, even though she probably doesn't want to move anyways, but maybe if that goes off on the Omni Knight or the Sand King, for example, it's better, because Sand King doesn't want to. He's probably gonna stun it anyways, but he'll kill himself doing it.
Yep.
And they just have the Blink Starter might be what they need to win some of these team fights, but they need to split Gambit up, right? They don't want to run head on into this Omni and Medusa combo. They want to be able to split push them up. We were talking about the Queen of Pain split pushing early on in the draft, that maybe they can use that to kind of set up plays on the map.
I feel like they haven't done any of it.
Right. It feels like it's too early into the game for that to apply, right? She can she can sit on some side lane, but it's gonna take her a long time to get to the tower, and it's not like she probably won't take it. These towers
There's not
are
that
not
much space between the towers at this stage of the game as well.
Right, and these towers are basically full HP because the laning setup didn't go well, right? When lane setups go well, you end up chipping at the tower over and over, pushing away with
Sure,
them.
Cat might be in a bit of trouble here. He does it. Yeah, he's repelled DC.
He is the trouble.
That's true. Well, if he took a few more hits there, it could have got a bit hairy. I think when Gambit's set up, when they get into a position where the 5 of them are pushing a building and all their lanes are pushed in, that's when they're the strongest, right?
Yeah.
So you can't let them get into this position. That's all it is. You have to keep up your aggression. Slardar needs to be making space. You need to be keeping them on their toes. Don't let them play their game. You know, you can't farm. Farming is not the answer. You need to battle.
Yeah, you're not gonna win this game farming, that's for sure. They're gonna need to. They need to play the map well, right? Like, look at this bottom Queen of Pain split pushing in the bottom. Sure, Sand King set up, but if they don't bring enough heroes, the Undying Heal might save his life. But I don't know. Perhaps it's too difficult at this point. I don't really know. Like, there's only 2 heroes showing in the top lane, Medusa and Omni Knight, and the rest of the heroes. Look, Kuman's just jungling. There's an A blast going in towards bottom. Not gonna connect with anything, but they take that tower with like super low level of commitment, right?
They only lost like 300 health on their bottom tower.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
whew. Look at
if they
Medusa.
allocate
Medusa's has
their,
fucking 9 items. You know what I mean?
yeah, she has.
Oh,
9
for
items,
Ninja
true.
with the Invis rune, if he finds Kuman right at the start, they don't go on Kuman. In fact, they get the global off because of that. Afro Ninja's in a lot of trouble. Gets the blink off. He's on the low ground. Can they? The A blast is going to hit on the back line. So Zeke dies on Disruptor. That's not your base. It's the other one.
Yeah, that's right. That's the wrong base.
Okay, so Afro Ninja had a good position. They were scouting it out. Why didn't they go on Kuman on the silencer?
I guess it's a lose-lose scenario, right? If you go on Kuman, then you get Sand King sent into the global anyways, but if you go on the Sand King, then I don't know. It's just honestly, it's the right idea, but
Yeah.
the execution isn't there because they need more damage, right? Realistically, they're not gonna get those kills.
So you're saying they shouldn't do... Afro Ninja should have just went back.
Yeah, at that point, they should probably have realized that it just wasn't going to happen, right? No matter which target they went for, it was gonna get stuck.
It's a pretty rough situation to be in as a Queen of Pain.
Yeah, definitely.
And the strange thing is, like, Kuman on the silencer is not farmed at all, really. Like,
Yeah?
well, he is, but most of his net worth is in the Midas. It's 2,000 gold. It doesn't give you anything except a bit of attack speed. So, like, for the moment. So his health isn't extremely high. And we're looking for Bignum on the side. He's just attacking the repel. Gets the repel up. Yeah, he's coming in. He gets this done.
Big
Very
blast.
nice. With the heal. Are they actually turning this around? The GA comes up and they heal Bignum again. His GA, he takes no damage from the Slardar stun. And now he blinks forward. Effect unable to do anything. On the... I'm like, what? He lives. Alright. He's dead to the curse, I think.
The curse,
Pretty
yeah.
close, though. Yeah. That's a +2. Very nice. Holy crap. Like, they committed everything to this Sand King, and just having Omni Knight in a good position basically makes him immortal. Oh, they want to turn it bottom. Hey, Blast going to hit on Bignum, or on Nico, baby. They actually blow him up pretty quickly. That's just a double support tank as well.
Yep, and they have vision of our Zeke. They're gonna go for it.
Bignum goes in. He has the heal bomb from Cheshire Cat. Use it. Repelled up, so there's nothing that can stop him now. Ooh, claws him down.
Alright, I mean, I don't know what to do as effect here. Honestly, the gold lead is just...
This is maybe the
Perhaps
highest
it's
I've
too
ever
large.
seen.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Look at Medusa's network. It's insane.
He's just running around Mask of Madness and creep camps all game. He's not up to
Now
much
he's
else.
walking into the Roshan pit.
He has a fucking Skadi,
Yeah.
a Dragon Lance, a Yasha, Ring of Aquila, and a Mask of Madness at 20 minutes into the game. 20
This is like
minutes.
some... He has a... What's it's like 650? 700. Alright. Yeah, insane. Alright, well this might be it. Effect
Go in,
Blinks
the door blinks in. Bignum stuns the Roshan. This silence from the Bloodseeker is pretty good. Good position. Always want to fly. He's getting focused down, but he just keeps away. And then Dazak's like, why the hell are we running away? He gets ruptured and he's kind of confused as to why.
Let's time the mana, boys. We don't run here.
Yeah, what are we running for, lads? He's some full health. And then the Rupture in the Medusa is already bad. Then he has a Dragon Lance on top of that. So he can attack from a massive range. I don't know, it feels like
Yeah.
there's no answer at all.
That's exactly what it looks like, right? Medusa, they go on this guy and just nothing happens. And the
He lost like
spells-
20% of his health, 10%.
Exactly. It's just nothing, right? And now he's got Aegis too. You can't even kill him once, so...
I'm gonna remove the gold per minute thing. I'll put it on hero
Pull up the
level.
fantasy points.
Get them fantasy points back up because he's the top of every single other one.
You know, we want to see what those fantasy points are all about, so we gotta know who to pick for next week.
Yeah, it's still Disruptor.
That's good.
He's doing great.
He'll be on my team next week for sure.
Alright, look at this confidence. Sand King TP's bottom. Bignum TP's bottom.
Radiant's middle tower.
You know, before they even took the tower. The tier 2 tower. Look.
Yeah. They've been super efficient, actually, with the way they group up and take towers, right? Earlier we saw that it was just Medusa and Omni Knight taking the top while they're making, or trying to set up for a play bottom. Like, they're not wasting any resources, right? They're still farming most of the map. And they know that that is probably their biggest weakness, right? The whole split push aspect, so...
Yeah.
They're taking that account, or they're taking that into account and Sand King's like pushing these lanes out beforehand, right? And then now look at this bottom lane. Look where it is because Sand King made that play. It's already at the tower, and they can just keep on going. And all of a sudden, this trade for the tier 1 tower, it's like, oh, they don't really care at all.
Yep. This is the last
You know-
tier 2 tower now. Aegis is still online. Do they just force the high ground after this, or what's the play?
I mean, I feel like they could. I don't think this Medusa's killable at all.
They don't have any sort of like wave clear really. They have the Bloodseeker W.
That's it, right? Queen of Pink can scream, but it's such close range that you can't really get in range for it.
Right?
Yeah, you don't want to walk in and scream. You're gonna die to a Sand King stun at
Even
that
for
point.
global or anything.
Yeah. Alright, they're walking up the hill.
Radiant's bottom tower.
What's the
is under
answer?
attack.
Or maybe if you start stacking up these decays, you just have max level decay.
Yeah, maybe if you decays it 25 times, Medusa won't have any strength to survive.
Yep.
There's a possibility. I guess, alright. Well, he's got 0 armor now, thanks to the corrosive haze. So.
There's a lot of like small things that are ticking at him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's
Oh, he still
16?
takes no damage.
16 strength stolen.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Alright,
fallen.
let's stack it up. This could be really dangerous if we can stack up even more stolen strength. I mean, he's got to be careful with the decay. Where's that die? There it is.
Oh, it gets real
Oh,
tough.
and
That
this
forces the.
decay's gonna come out again. Oh my gosh.
Okay, on the back lines the Doi tried to get something, but it just nothing happened. His team couldn't actually get to him. They couldn't penetrate this Medusa wall. They
The
decayed him
stacks just weren't there.
They decayed him as much as they could.
It's just not as effective as they would have liked.
Wait,
right?
does Cheshire Cat have a blink dagger on Omni? He does indeed.
It does.
Dude, the static stuff is pretty good. Hitting on Cheshire Cat, but that's about it, really.
Tower is under attack.
Kuman, Hurricane Pike forward. I'm waiting for Effect to do something, but they're just unable.
There's just nothing to do.
Quilla's on the ground. Oh, Sidoi goes forward again, gets the stun on Bignum, just cancelling the blink.
Radiant's middle tower is under
I don't
attack.
know if he wants this is pretty brutal stuff.
This
Medusa's-
is brutal indeed. Right? Game's called.
89k.
Yeah, this guy's so fat. I've never seen a Medusa this farmed at this stage before in my life. Maybe this new Medusa is just insane.
It feels like it, right? Like Medusa was already strong in Captain's Draft because of the, you
Yeah.
know, it's hard to get counters, hard to beat that kind of
Right,
play style.
there's no mana burners.
Exactly, and then and they buffed her already. So in the recent patch, that was a bollocking.
Indeed, quite the bollocking.
We'll be back soon with Effect versus Gambit. I really hope that Effect can bring a more kind of well-rounded draft. The Bloodseeker had no, he didn't know what to do with it. Nico Baby was contested really hard, and then from there he just couldn't do anything. Like, I'm sure any other hero maybe could have done more. It was tough. Not the player's fault, but that's what you got to do in Captain's Drafts. You got to prepare for this kind of situation.
Yeah, the lane setup from Gambit was much better than Effect, right? The Sand King Omni Knight lane was super strong. None of the heroes could deal with it, and you know, none of them came online fast enough to really do anything before the farm just got out of control.
Okay, we'll be back soon with Gambit versus Effect in Captain's Drafts 4.0.